thank President and Mrs. Reagan for inviting me here tonight. I'd like to thank all of you for coming.
When the Reagan Library opened in 1991, it contained a private area for President and Mrs. Reagan. The space included an office for each of them, a meeting room, and rooms to entertain. In 2001, this piano was added. In this video podcast, we'll take a look at the history of the Steinway Concert Grand Piano and the even more remarkable history of its previous owner. Roger Williams burst upon the music scene in 1955 when he recorded Autumn Leaves, the only piano instrumental recording to reach #1 on the Billboard singles charts. His version, with more than 2 million sold, became an American classic and still stands as the greatest selling piano recording of all time. Known as Mr. Piano, Roger Williams went on to receive 21 gold and platinum albums. He was even the first pianist to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. During his career, Williams performed with nearly every major symphony orchestra and at every major venue, including Carnegie Hall, the Hollywood Bowl, and the White House. The latter earned him the title Pianist to the Presidents, having played for 9 chief executives from Truman to Bush, and of course for President Reagan. So how did this piano get here? Well, on June 12, 2001, Roger Williams donated his beloved Steinway piano to the Reagan Library. But before handing it over, the then 76-year-old played a 12-hour marathon recital in the library's auditorium. At the event, Williams noted that he had recorded many of his hits on this piano. He continued, "It's my favorite piano, and I thought it deserves a special home in honor of 2 of my favorite people, the President and Mrs. Reagan." Following the marathon concert, the piano was moved up to President and Mrs. Reagan's private offices for safekeeping. In 2007, Roger Williams asked to come back to the Reagan Library on his 83rd birthday to play the piano again. This time he wanted to break all of his previous records and play for a record 14.5 hours. Leading into the event, Williams said, "On your birthday, you should get to do the things you love, and there is nothing more that I like to do than play the piano and take people's requests. We have expelled music from our public schools, and I'm on a national crusade to save the music. I know over 10,000 songs, so I'm sure we won't run out of material, even after 14 hours. After residing at the Reagan Library, a handful of other people have played this piano, including 2 of our remarkable G.E. Reagan Foundation scholars and the legendary television personality Merv Griffin, who was joined in song by Mrs. Reagan as he played. During 2011, the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation and Institute honored the centennial year of President Reagan's birth with events all across the country. On February 5, 2011, Roger Williams performed at the Ronald Reagan Centennial Concert, which was held at the Reagan Library. 86-year-old Roger said he was playing better than ever, but later that month he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. While on chemotherapy, he performed his last concert in Palm Desert, California, and even released 2 new recordings. On October 8, 2011, a week after his 87th birthday, and only 7 months after his diagnosis, Roger Williams succumbed to his illness. He will forever be remembered not only at the Reagan Library, but around the world as a true musical genius. We'll end this podcast with his last performance at the Reagan Library, which begins with him sharing some memories of his time with President Reagan.
And we became fast friends over the years. I played for him so many times on the campaign trail, when he was governor, and when he was president. I got to tell you, I think this man was the most optimistic man that I ever met in my entire life. Last time I played for the president, I was rehearsing the orchestra out in the White House lawn. And all of a sudden I felt this tap on my back. And I turned around, and here was the president with a big grin on his face. And he said, "Roger," he said, "I just heard that you know over 10,000 different songs." I said, "I don't know." I said, "I've never really counted them." He said, well, tell me this. Can you play the theme song from my first TV show, 20 Mule Team Borax, Death Valley Days? I said, you got me on that right. He said, I'm only kidding. He said, play The Impossible Dream. He said, I love the words to that song. And they say, everything that I have tried so hard to do for this great country of ours. And when he died, I looked up those words again. And to me, they describe this president better than anyone I think ever has. Let's see, I got them down here somewhere. And the words go like this. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and kind when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach those unreachable stars. Those are the words. Here is the music.
you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this Inside the Reagan Library video. See you soon.